Good morning kids, I am Teacher Lance and I'm going to be your teacher for today and for the rest of the semester. So today we're going to study mathematics and the topic that we will discuss will be comparing numbers from 0 to 10. So let's go and learn about this topic. So to begin this class, we're going to sing a song first. This song is entitled Comparing Number Song by Number Rock. Let's sing this song.
$432 and $824. The gator eats the one that's worth more. He looks at the place values from left to right. It's the greatest hundreds place, so he takes a big bite. The hungry alligator eats the number that's greater. The number that is least is never part of his feast. 355 and 332. The gator needs to eat the one with the greater value. He looks at the place values from left to right. 5's the greatest tens place, so he takes a big bite. The hungry alligator eats the number that's greater. The number that is least is never part of his feast. 145 and 149. The gator needs the greater value on the number line. He looks at the place values from left to right. 9's the greatest ones place, so he takes a big bite. The hungry alligator eats the number that's greater. The number that is least is never part of his feast. Now the numbers are the same on both sides. The gator wants to eat, but he can't decide. Neither is greater or less, it's a perfect tie. So the alligator writes an equal sign. The hungry alligator eats the number that's greater. The number that is least is never part of his feast. The hungry alligator eats the number that's greater. The number that is least is never part of his feast. If there's a line underneath the greater than sign, greater than or equal to is how the sign is defined. I'll write a line underneath the less than sign, and less than or equal to is the name of the design.
Hi there. I'm an alligator, so let's keep this snappy. I'd like to take this opportunity to tell you that the greater than symbol goes from big to small, and it's called the greater than symbol. The less than symbol goes from small to big, and it's called the less than symbol. The larger number always goes on the open side of the angle. For example, this reads as 50 is greater than 10. And this is read as 10 is less than 50.
Visit numberrock.com for exclusive content, lesson materials, and more. Thanks for watching.
Wow, what a song full of information. So now we are ready to learn more about comparing numbers. Okay, so now we have equal and equal, greater and smaller. Those are the words that we use in comparing numbers, and we will use the method of pairing in order to compare the numbers. Let us go. As we can see here, we have here 3 tables. Okay, there is 1, 2, and 3. There are 3 tables. And also, we have 3 chairs. 1, 2, 3. So if we are going to match all of them and pair them, we have one table is to one chair, one table is to one chair, and one table is to one chair, which makes 3 tables is to 3 chairs. So therefore, 3 tables is equal to 3 chairs. And we have here another examples. We have 4 bowls. Let's count it. 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 bowls. And then 1, 2, 3. There are 3 spoons. So since we have 4 bowls and 3 spoons, do you think 4 bowls are equal to 3 spoons? Let's see. No, it isn't. Very good, kids. 4 bowls are not equal to 3 spoons. They are not the same. So now, we are going to have an activity. We're going to write the numerals and circle equal or unequal. We're now going to decide if the 2 numbers are equal or not. Okay? Remember that when we use equal, that means that the 2 numbers has the same value. And if we use the word unequal, that means that the 2 numbers doesn't have the same value. Okay, so let's go to the first example. We have here 3 spoons and 2 forks. Do you think they are equal? So let's find out. But first, we're going to write 3 for the spoons and 2 for the forks. And we're going to circle the word unequal because 3 is not equal to 2. Okay, kids? 3 is not equal to 2 because they don't have the same value. So here, if we're going to pair the bananas to the monkeys, do you think they will have exact pairs? No. So that is why the answer will be unequal. If we're going to count the bananas, they are 1, 2. There are 2 bananas. So we're going to write 2 in here. And then we're going to count the monkeys. 1, 2, 3, and 4. There are 4 monkeys in here. That's why we are going to write 4 down here. And of course, it's important that we don't forget to encircle the word unequal because 2 bananas is not equal to 4 monkeys. Okay? So we should circle unequal. So for the second number, number 2, we have 3 fish and 3 cats. Do you think that 3 fish is equal to 3 cats? Okay, so let's find out. But first, we have to count the fish. There are 1, 2, 3. And then, we're going to write number 3 down here. And then, we're going to count the cats. 1, 2, 3. There are 3 cats. So, we are also going to write number 3 down here. And then, we're going to decide, are they equal? Okay, so in order to decide, we have to match or pair them first. 1 fish is to 1 cat, 1 fish is to 1 cat, and 1 fish is to 1 cat. Since we don't have any remaining cats or fish in here, that means that the 3 cats are equal to 3 fish. So we're going to circle equal because 3 is equal to 3. Okay? So for the number 3, we have here worms and birds. So let's count the worms. Or caterpillar, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 worms. And then let's count the birds. 1, 2. So let's find out if they are equal or unequal. Very good. The answer is unequal. Because if we try to pair the worms to the birds, it is not going to be enough. There will be 3 remaining worms, which means that they are unequal to each other. The answer is 5 is unequal to 2. So for another activity, we're going to write the numerals and circle greater or smaller. When you say it's greater, it is bigger. When you say smaller, it is smaller. Of course. Okay, if we can remember the song, the hungry alligator, it's the number that is greater. Okay, we should always remember that the mouth of the alligator always faces the bigger number. Same is true with the sign greater than. It opens with the bigger number. Okay, so that is how it works. So let's do it. Black is greater or smaller than blank. So here, we're going to count the two kinds of objects. The first one are roses. Let's count the roses. 1, 2, 3, and 4. There are 4 roses. So later, we're going to write 4 here. And then we're going to count the leaves. 1, 2, and 3. There are 3 leaves. So let's decide whether the rose is greater or smaller than the leaves. Okay, and here the answer is greater. Yes, it is greater. Okay, and we are going to write 4. Okay, because there are 4 roses. And then 3, because there are 3 leaves. If we're going to read the sentence, it's going to be 4 is greater than 3. 4 is greater than 3. Okay? So let's go and learn more. As we can see for the next example, there are 3 bones and 5 dogs. So now, let's go and write them. Here we're going to write 3 because there are 3 bones, and then 5 because there are 5 dogs. And then we're going to decide whether there are greater bones than the dogs or there are smaller bones than the dogs. So now in this case, the answer is smaller or less. 3 is less than 5, or 3 is smaller than 5. Because if we try to match each bone to the dog, 1, 2, 3, there are 2 remaining dogs. That is why it is smaller. For the next one, we have carrots and rabbits. Look at the rabbits. They are so cute. Okay, so now let's count the carrots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 carrots. So we're going to write 6 here. And then we're going to count the rabbits. 1, 2, 3, and 4. There are 4 rabbits. So we're going to write 4 in here. And then we're going to decide if 6 is greater or smaller than 4. So in this case, the answer is greater because the carrots are more than the rabbits. Okay? So another one, we have bamboo shoots and elephants. Let's count the bamboo shoots. 1, 2. There are 2 bamboo shoots. And let's count the elephants. 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 elephants. So there are 2 bamboo shoots and there are 4 elephants. So we're going to write 2 in here and 4 in here. Okay? And then we're going to decide if 2 is greater or smaller than 4. So in this case, the answer is smaller. 2 is smaller than 4. Okay? So, for the activity that we're going to have, we're going to write the numerals that satisfy equality or inequality. Okay, so now let's go. So here we have the triangles and circles. Let's read the sentence first. There are fewer circles than triangles, or there are more triangles than circles. So what we're going to do is to find out which is smaller, and then we're going to count it and we're going to put it down here, okay? So let's find out what is the answer for the number 1. So here, number 1, there are fewer circles than triangles, or there are more triangles than circles. Okay, because 5 is smaller than 7, or 7 is greater than 5. That is the answer. For the number 2, there are more triangles than the squares, or there are fewer squares than the triangles. As we can see here, there are 6 squares and 8 triangles. So we're going to write A is greater than 6, or 6 is smaller than 8. So that is how we decide which of them is smaller or greater. We have to identify the number first, and then we're going to write it to wherever they belong. If they are greater, we're going to write it first. If they are fewer or smaller, we're going to write it on the second part. So here we have another example, and this is the last one. We have 9 circles and then 9 stars. So we will decide, is it greater or smaller than each other, which is bigger or which is smaller. But in this case, they are equal. So circles are equal to the stars. Okay, and then we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there are 9 circles. So we're going to write 9 down here. And then, since they are the same, let us just write 9 to the corner of the star, because circle is equal to stars. Therefore, 9 is equal to 9. So for the activity for this day, we're going to write greater than, smaller than, or equal to. A while ago, we decided if the numbers are equal with each other or unequal with each other. And then we also did smaller than or greater than each other. So now, we are going to combine them. We're going to decide whether the two things or set of things are equal to, or smaller than, or greater than. So number 1, 3 is blank 5. 3 is blank 5. What do you think is the answer? Is it A, greater than, B, smaller than, C, equal to? Okay, very good. The answer here is letter B, smaller than. 3 is smaller than 5. So for the number 2, 6 is blank 4. Is it A, greater than, B, smaller than, or C, equal to? Very good. The correct answer is greater than, letter A. 6 is greater than 4 because 6 is bigger than 4. Number 3, we have 4 is blank 2. What do you think is the answer? A, greater than, B, smaller than, or C, equal to? Great job! The answer is greater than. 4 is greater than 2. Number 4, 7 is blank 9. What do you think is the answer? Correct, exactly. The correct answer is letter B, smaller than. 7 is smaller than 9. And number 5, 5 is blank 6. What do you think is the correct answer? A, greater than, B, smaller than, or C, equal to? Good job! The correct answer is smaller than. 5 is smaller than 6. And number 6, 8 is blank 6. What do you think is the correct answer? Is it A, greater than, B, smaller than, or C, equal to? Correct! The correct answer is greater than. A is greater than 6. Okay, kids. Number 7, 10 is blank 9. What do you think is the correct answer? Is it A, greater than, B, smaller than, or C, equal to? Very good. The correct answer is greater than, letter A. 10 is greater than 9. Number 8, 2 is blank 2. So what do you think is the correct answer? Is it A, greater than, B, smaller than, or C, equal to? Yay, very good, kids. The correct answer is equal to, because 2 is equal to 2. So for the last activity for today, we're going to compare and write greater than or smaller than or equal to. Just the same as before, but now we're going to use our eyes in observing which is bigger, which is greater than, smaller than, or equal to. Okay, so let's go and explore about comparing numbers. So let's read it first. Harvey invites his friends to a sleepover at his grandparents' farmhouse. He sets the table and prepares some cake and ice lollies for snacks. Okay, so let's see how do they look like. So here they are. These are Harvey and their friends. They went to Harvey's grandparents' farmhouse. They were eating lollies and cakes. So let's go and explore. Number 1. The number of kids is blank the number of chairs. So here we will decide whether we're going to put greater than, smaller than, or equal. So, what do you think is the correct answer? The number of kids is blank the number of chairs. Let's count the number of kids first. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There are 5 kids. And now we're going to count the number of chairs. Let's count the chairs. 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 chairs. So let's decide which one is greater, the number of kids or the number of chairs. Very good. It's the number of kids. So we will write the number of kids is greater than the number of chairs. Very good, kids. You're doing so well. Number 2, the number of pieces of cake is blank the number of ice lollies. The number of pieces of cake is blank the number of ice lollies. So we're going to count first the cake. Let's count the cakes. 1, 2, 3. There are 3 cakes. And then let's count the number of lollies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just enough for all of them. So, if the pieces of cake is smaller or bigger than the number of ice lollies? Very good. The correct answer is smaller than. The number of pieces of cake is smaller than the number of ice lollies. So, for the number 3, the number of kids is blank the number of glasses. So, let's count the kids. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 kids, and then we're going to count the number of glasses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They are the same, 5 and 5. So what is the correct comparative trace for this? Good job! The correct answer is equal to. The number of kids is equal to the number of glasses. Very good. And for the last question, the number of kids is blank the number of ice lollies. Let's count the kids. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 kids. And let's count the number of ice lollies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Also 5. So the number of lollies is enough for the number of kids. Is it equal? Yes, it is. So the answer for number 4 is equal to. The number of kids is equal to the number of ice lollies. Okay? So that is all for today, kids. Thank you and God bless. I hope that you enjoyed this class, and also I hope that you learned something from Teacher Lance. Okay? So now, happy learning and bye-bye.